Hi, and welcome to the A Quilting Life podcast. I'm Chelsi Stratton from Chelsi Stratton Designs.
And I'm Sherri McConnell from A Quilting Life.
And today's episode is airing Monday, July 25th. And it's a very exciting episode because, as you can see, we can share our newest fabric collection with Moda Fabrics called Simply Delightful. We are...
What? That was perfect.
I think that's a good sound effect for
Very
Yes.
good, Billy.
Very
good.
Yes, spot on.
And we love these episodes because we kind of, like Billy said, Easter eggs in our past couple episodes about the fabric line. This one is very fun. We can't wait to dive in and talk about it, but we just love these because we get to go into detail about new quilts, the inspiration, kind of all that. So you guys get to see the process and...
Right.
So, but first, Mom has new quilts to share with us. So I'm going to let her get started on that.
So excited too. Simply Delightful quilts.
Yay.
Chelsi and I both have 4 new patterns and so excited about these. On the wall is Happy Go Lucky, aka the very best scrap quilt in the world.
It is.
I love this quilt. I was so excited when designing it. It's fat quarter friendly, so it's gorgeous and simply delightful. It would be great in just a mishmash of your favorite fat quarters too.
Yes.
I loved making this quilt. I loved writing the pattern because I wanted to make up a way of making this so that it was super easy for you to use fat quarters. And I don't know if you can tell, but it's a mixture of 9-patch and churn dash, but there are 3 stars. One's right here.
One's right here.
One's right there.
And one's up there.
One's up there with a reverse light star with a dark background. So there are 3 little stars sprinkled in. And I just love this quilt. I used every single print from the entire collection. And we have extra prints in this collection. We'll talk about that more. But
Yes.
are there 30?
There's 38, and that's what's great is it's a wide
Yes.
range of colors for you to use. That's kind of what we were going for with this collection.
Yeah. So, and this is a pretty good size quilt. It's 79 inches by 79 inches. So love it. Marion quilted it. She was so excited. I had showed her the patterns before I made the quilts, and I want to quilt that one. I want to quilt that one. So really excited about this one. On the table is Fresh Flowers, and this one was quilted by Val Krieger, and she just did some beautiful, we'll have to pop up a close-up of some of Val's beautiful work on this
Quilting
quilt.
on this.
Yeah. And it was my husband, actually. I had made this quilt, and after I piece the tops, I hang them over the banister on the stair, around the, I don't know, what's that?
It's called a mezzanine, isn't it?
I don't know.
Because it's open to the second floor.
Yeah. So I hang them over to kind of like air out the quilts, and my husband looked at it and he said, "You have to have custom quilting on that one."
Yeah.
And so
Dad's got a good eye.
Yeah. And so I was like, "You're right." And I hurried up. I was going to have Marion do it. And then I hurried and called Val and I said, "I think it needs custom." So anyway, this is also a fat quarter quilt, Fresh Flowers. It's also pretty good size, 75 by 75. And it has a vertical setting, which I don't often do, but it just seemed to really fit this quilt pattern. And also have 2 other quilts. Billy will just pop up a quick collage of them. Delight is 53.5 by 61.5, and Brightly is 55.5 inches by 64 inches. Delight has a fun star block with a vintage chain around it, and Brightly has 2 different blocks, Ohio stars and a chain block, and love them all. So the 2 smaller quilts are fat 8th friendly. So, and then I think we're gonna pop up a collage of Chelsi's quilts right now too. And just tell them the sizes.
Yeah, just real quickly, Billy has the picture that he'll put up right now. I have Dazzling is my star quilt, and it is fat quarter friendly. Love that one. And then I have To the Moon, and you guys will recognize that one because for such a long time I had gotten suggestions making it a crib size. And as soon as we got done designing this collection, I knew I was going to make a new version, updated version of that. It's smaller and can't wait to share it because Val did custom quilting on that one. And then Friendly Blooms is jelly roll friendly, and it has the cute flowers and the patchwork blocks in it. And then my last one is a new butterfly quilt called Jubilee. And Mom just got done binding that one for me from when we taped this podcast. So nice of her.
I bound all 4 of Chelsi's quilts.
Yes, correction. She bound all 4 of my quilts. We traded binding for photography.
Yes.
And the best trade ever. Even Marion was like, "Oh, you go, girl. You got that trade in." But yeah, but over the next few podcasts, you'll actually see the quilts on here.
The remaining 6 quilts. Yeah.
You'll still be able to find these quilt patterns linked. Is that right, Billy? Yes. So yeah, can't wait to share more about those up close and everything. But those are my 4 quilt patterns, and I love them so much.
Yeah.
They're very bright. This collection is so bright.
So happy.
And happy.
Yeah.
A large array of colors. And what I love about the quilt Happy Go Lucky is Mom utilizes those low volumes. And speaking of low volumes, we are sticking with the Bella 200, which we think is bright and perfect for the collections we've been designing recently.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, I'm going to share one.
Yeah, real quick. We can talk about the new fabric all day.
And then we're going to jump right into the fabric.
And then I'll show one other thing too.
Oh, yes.
From
And we have
a listener.
A listener.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Listener quilt, the new thing we're doing.
So this is super fun. This is from Fat Quarter Shop. I just got this in the mail. This is their new 6-inch vintage kite quilt block foundation paper. And I love this vintage block.
So pretty.
And I mentioned before, foundation piecing isn't always at the top of my list, but this one I'm going to do. I'm going to make a quilt with this, and super, super excited about this.
That's very pretty.
And fun story, actually, their sample quilt that they did, Marion's actually quilting it. So
yeah,
I was on the phone with her and I said, "Oh, I got this cool foundation paper from Fat Quarter Shop," and I started explaining it to her, and she said, "Oh, I'm quilting that." So maybe by the time this airs, Fat Quarter Shop will have shared that, and
love that.
maybe we'll be able to pop up a picture even. So, but
that's awesome.
Yeah, that's my new find, and Billy's going to share our listener email. So.
Yeah, so like we mentioned in the last episode, we're going to start sharing pictures on the YouTube video, the version of the podcast, of your patterns that listeners have made. And so this one is from Dory, and it is your Summer Shores quilt pattern, Mom. And she said that I made this for a wedding quilt in the bride's choice of colors, grays and blues. As you can see, it is smashing. A quilt I am proud to give. So thank you for the beautiful pattern. So the picture's up there on the screen.
Ooh, I love that.
And,
smashing.
Yeah, so I don't know if you've seen it, Chelsea, but you'll see it.
No,
when it's up there.
yeah.
It's gorgeous. And she made it bigger than the she made extra
cool.
blocks too.
Awesome.
So it's bed size. So really beautiful.
What?
So thank
smashing.
you
I'm going to start
for
using
sending
that.
Yeah, so we have some other ones that we'll keep sharing in future podcasts with quilts that you guys have made and shared pictures with.
Yeah.
I love that we're doing this.
Yeah,
I love
it's really fun.
being able to share people's makes. I think that's really cool.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we're going to jump right into Simply Delightful. We've got Fat Quarter Bundle, Fat Eighth
Chelsea,
Bundle.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
That sound goes with this collection.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And all the pre-cuts, we've got the jelly roll and the honey bun here too. We also have layer cakes and charm packs and mini charms.
And mini charms.
Just, so many colors. This is, I guess I'll let you kind of talk about where we kind of started with this. And
yeah, I really want to start because it is different than our other collections. We knew we wanted a lot of colors, so we started with this palette, but it really started out as something totally different. And then we realized it would be really, really fun to do an essentials kind of collection. I like using the word essentials because you're going to notice a lot of great basic prints in here in a wide array of colors.
Yes.
And also one that's kind of a floral, and then a lot of low volume prints. But that's kind of what we saw this as, was an essentials collection. So a lot of these prints, some of them are from previous collections, some of our favorite like basics. Some of them are new.
The waffle print.
Yeah, the waffle print that we've had in a lot of collections. And then we added an orange peel. We really, really love that one. You can see our large dots has made an appearance in this collection. But we really just wanted it to be bright and happy, and for people to make use of a lot of prints and a lot of bright colors.
Right.
So that's kind of like the basis of this. And we have loved making quilts with it. It's been a lot of fun to have different colorways in this collection, but it's just simply delightful, guys.
Yes. And I love that it has the gray and the navy.
Yeah.
And the teal.
Yeah.
We have a beautiful green, yellow. We have the orange, as Chelsi hinted in our last podcast.
Pumpkin quilts, y'all, with the grays and the orange.
Yeah, and then red. And the pink in this collection is just like the perfect bubblegum pink, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a little bit different than what we've done before. It's not as like peachy. It's more of a true pink.
More of a true pink.
Which I really love about this collection.
Yeah, and then how many low volumes are there? 8 or 9? Because they're not all at the top of the bundle. Some of them are down mixed in with the different colors. There are just so, and that's why I wanted to hang this quilt on the wall too. They're all sprinkled throughout this quilt.
There's like 13 of them.
Okay, yeah. So many low volumes.
So many low volumes, and kind of like a rainbow effect from this collection.
Right.
And that's kind of why it was really fun for me to redo the To the Moon pattern, because that has been brought up before, but there was no collection that was like right for it. Yeah. And this was like perfect for it.
Right.
My kids are really, really loving it.
It's gorgeous.
So does this have any of your former collections? Does it have a sister collection, or is this pretty unique?
No, this is definitely unique on its own, but that's the cool part, is we pulled certain designs from other collections, which was really fun because it was kind of like blast from the past.
Right.
But
it also has its own unique prints that are new too.
Yes.
For example, this flower. I can't remember what this one is
I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a floral print with dots in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Is it on top of that?
Yes.
That sample right there, Mom?
Yeah, this top print right here. I think maybe we will have pictures that will pop up on the screen, and then why don't you just go through all the colorways really quick?
Yeah.
And Billy will pop up the pictures as you talk about those.
Yeah, so like we talked about, in all of our collections, we have always done a lot of low volumes. And I think that's something unique about us as designers, is we want a lot of those to use. And just like Mom showed in the Happy Go Lucky quilt, we show ways how to use them. So we have that. And then the pinks and the reds, that's what I love about this collection, is if you want to do Valentine's, do Valentine's. If you want to use the orange and grays, if you want to do a red, white, and blue quilt, if you want to use all of them together, I feel like we're always trying to come up with ways to make the fabric usable in a lot of different ways. So the pinks and the reds, and the red is a little bit different from Emma. It's not as...
But it's more similar to Emma's red, don't you think?
Yes.
Than any of the others?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
The red the geranium we used before was a little bit warmer. This isn't as warm. And then we have a few orange prints and the yellow, which is a different yellow for us. It's more of a true yellow.
The orange is really similar to Summer Sweet. Don't you think this waffle print in the orange?
I would say it's about the same.
Is about the same.
Yeah. And about better with one or two.
Yeah.
We had an eye doctor in the Valley, and he would like say that to us when you were looking at images to see which one. Sorry, that's off
I
a
just went to
tangent.
the eye doctor yesterday.
Really?
That's so
And
funny.
it's like funny because he was always like better with 1 or 2 or about the same. And you would have to choose.
Well, Chelsea, just so you know, all eye doctors do that.
Oh, they do?
All. I think you were letting everyone know that was a unique, but that's all optometrists.
Maybe it's the way he said it.
He did have like
He
a
did have
sort
kind
of
of a
a
unique-
monotone
Yeah,
voice.
he was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my goodness,
It's
guys!
okay.
I need to get out. Okay. No, so then we have the green, and this kind of reminds me of Summer Sweets green a
Yeah.
little bit, but this
It's
teal.
a little bit different, the green.
It is
but
a little bit
it
different.
works with all the greens from all of our other collections.
Yes.
So
Yeah. Okay, but the teal is amazing because we had a teal in Seashore Drive, but it was kind of like it was
a little
dustier.
more muted, a little more dusty.
It was a little bit more
Yes.
dusty. This is really bright, and it's like actually one of my favorite colors in the whole collection.
I love it. And I was one of your quilts that I did. I feel like it had a teal border, maybe with a pink
Did it?
binding. Which one was that?
Oh, wait. It was the pink binding with the teal. No. Pink border, teal binding.
Okay,
And
yes.
it was super cool
Super
together.
love that.
Yes.
Yes.
I
Was that the
loved-
flower, your little flower quilt?
The Friendly Blooms quilt.
Yeah.
And oh man, I have a story about the Friendly Blooms quilt, but I better wait till.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
there's-
so back to the colors.
And
yeah.
then the navy, which we have done navies before, and you'll kind of see us flip flop. We'll do a navy in one collection, and then we'll do the charcoal gray in the next collection. But we've never really done both. And that's why we love that we have the lighter gray in this collection, which is the last colorway.
Yeah.
But we just love like how usable this is, and there's so many different ways that you can use it in different projects for Christmas and Valentine's and
Yeah.
4th of July. And I think that's what we love about it the most. So,
And I feel like also because we use the Bella 200 as the base, it will coordinate with a lot of other people's collections as well
yeah.
to bring in more basic, essential
Yeah.
prints into those.
And that's what's actually fun about this is it can work with other designers' collections just because of all of the different colors.
Right.
I'm really excited because I'm sure that you guys will be seeing either some kits or some sew-alongs that Mom and I will have planned. I think it's going to be really, really fun. And I'm just really happy with it. I feel like when we work on collections long before we're able to show them. And
Yeah.
it just feels
'Cause
like
was this last summer, last fall?
last fall that I turned this in.
Okay,
So it
yeah.
feels so long ago.
Yeah.
Well, no, kind of at the beginning of the year.
So that it
A
got
little bit closer to the end of the
finalized.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I feel like lately we're like switching things up with our collections. Not one collection looks the same. And
Right.
I really like that we're like switching it up because I feel like it's very us, but yet it's also so different, which is a lot of fun.
Right. And now that we can share this too, it'll be really fun to start combining it in our scrap projects with other
Yeah.
collections.
I know. I've been
That's-
already wanting to mix it in with blockheads.
Yes.
I'm like, oh, now I can
I
start.
know. Are you going to put it in your
Oh,
blockheads?
yeah.
I think too. I am. I'm going to add it in so that'll make my blockheads won't just be Emma. It's going to have
Yeah.
Emma and Simply Delightful.
Yeah, and I'll just like implement, matching, like
Right.
the reds with the reds and the
Right.
pinks with the pinks, and just kind of because all of my blockheads have primarily been Emma. Like
Mine
I haven't
too.
really branched out.
Yeah.
But it's just you want to use the fabrics, and I've already made all of my Simply Delightful quilts.
Right.
And I want to keep sewing with it.
Yeah.
So
And I feel like we're only about halfway through the blockheads block, so we could mix this
Yeah.
in and it'll have a really good percentage.
yeah, it'll be
So-
really fun, and to use like these low volumes for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. We're just really, really excited about this one.
So where did a lot of your previous fabric collections, the names have significance? Emma, Seashore Drive was the name of the street, the old beach house. So obviously this isn't really it can't be any type of significant name. Is it just something that popped, like who came up with the name? How did it just pop into your head based on the colors, or what do you think?
Mom has this knack for coming up with a name. Like I will be stewing, because I will be like working on these collections forever, and I'll usually come up with like a name that's just there so I can be like, oh, here's how the title, the font will look for it. And I'll always like text Mom, hey, come up with like a list of names. What's significant to us? What does this like remind you of, and we'll look at all. And Mom always, all the time, she'll send me a little list, and then one will like click in my brain.
Yeah.
But this is the crazy part. I'll text back like, oh, well, I like Simply Delightful. And she'll be like, that was my favorite too.
Yeah.
Every single time we have these weird telepathic things.
Yeah. Well, and this collection, we had another name for it, but it had already been used by a previous Moda collection. And so
it's happened to us recently.
It's happened to us a couple of times. Yeah. Well, and with the one we just finalized, the name that you had turned in, we had to change to, and I came up with.
Yeah, this is what's crazy. We're kind of ahead right now.
Yeah.
We have
two collections at the mill.
2 collections at the mill right now. So I'm feeling really good because like I've said before, sometimes I can whip out a collection really, really quickly, but sometimes Mom will be like, hey, we working on something right now? And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe 3 months from now, like it won't like strike the inspiration for it.
I feel like it's super relaxing to have 2 after this one at the mill, because you don't have to stress. And when you get an idea, and as I get ideas, I can say, hey, think about this for down the road. And it's not stressful at all. So
would you say, so I'm going to share my experience first, but I'm going to leave you with this question when I talk about it. Would you say that it was hard for you designing quilt patterns for this collection? Because I really, really struggled just because I had just gotten done finalizing a lot of fabric lines. And I feel like my brain was just kind of like mush. And it was just last minute that I really was like, oh, yes, I know what I'm going to design with this. But I feel like Mom had hers designed well in advance.
I did have them designed well in advance with this one, because I think my brain with this collection was going scrappy, scrappy, scrappy.
That must be it. Yeah.
What can I design that will be beautiful with this collection, but also because it utilizes so many this collection has such a large, beautiful palette that I thought, I want these patterns to translate well into scrap quilts.
Yeah.
And so that was my whole focus when designing for this collection.
You are one of the scrap quilt queens.
So,
you and Lisa Alexander.
Lisa, way up here.
Yeah. She is like scrap queen.
Yes. But no, that was kind of my process with this one. And so, and even with the next 2 collections, I have great ideas for both of them already. I have been holding myself back from designing those quilts until I got these all sewn.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But what's cool is, that you already have some ideas for that.
Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, but I feel like I love both of our patterns. I feel like we both have strong patterns with this group. So.
I've gotten that question before. Like, how do you guys not end up designing something too similar? And we've never actually run into that. I don't know why that is. There has been a couple times that Mom has been like, oh, this looks like a previous quilt pattern I designed. Like, kind of like a little bit, and I'll tweak things about that quilt pattern. But we each have 4 for this collection. And I feel like we never really ran into that issue of having quilts that I always try to do like something crazy, like my butterfly. I'm like, I want to do something like butterflies or something. So,
I have to say, I love the butterfly quilt too, because my grandma, your great grandma, who taught me to quilt, she loved butterflies.
Yeah, you keep saying that.
And that's why I asked you today for that pattern, because I want to make a small little wall hanging
Yes.
with your new butterfly design.
Yeah.
And have it out of our fabrics to put on the wall in my sewing room because my grandma loved butterflies, and then you designed this butterfly pattern, and you have that other one too that I love.
Yes. I was
So-
really excited about that.
Yeah.
It's almost, so I have the monarch quilt pattern.
Right.
That is a butterfly quilt.
Right.
But when I was designing this one, it was, this is the metamorphosis of that quilt, like, you know, for
Right.
the old butterfly quilt. I was
Yeah.
excited about it.
So that's been really fun. But yeah, we are so excited. You've probably seen a little bit of this on social media because we were actually
Yeah.
allowed to begin sharing this on July 18th. And so we've both been blasting the blog and the social media and we will have individual videos also about each of our 8 quilt patterns.
Yes, and we're going to do a little fabric quilt
little
where you
fabric
get an
video.
up close look at the cap. They're called cap sets, and it's what the sales reps bring around
Right.
to show the shops the fabric lines.
Right.
We'll have one of those so you can get an up close look if there's something that you're really excited about. And yeah.
Yeah, super excited. I just feel like my personal stash has now been just rounded out because
Yeah.
of all these colors, and I've been going through with what I have left and cutting half yards of everything that I can.
Which is so smart. I should have been doing that.
I should have been doing it all
Yeah.
along, but the first thing I did when I got this yardage was cut a half yard of everything for my stash. And
Yeah, and just keep it in your
just-
stash that you.
yes.
Yeah, it's
So-
like a quilt. It's like a fabric library. Is what I
Yes.
call it. And I think Moda actually does something similar.
Yes.
They do that.
Right.
Lisa Bonjean does something similar.
Yeah.
Keeping
I
all
think
of the
Moda
different
has
prints.
half a yard of every print they've ever produced by any designer.
Someday, guys, when
Yeah.
I visit that warehouse, it will be a dream come true.
Yes.
You have visited the warehouse.
Yeah, you have got to get there. We
I
should
gotta
go
go
together.
We should go together.
Yeah.
That's something that's been kind of hard with like the past couple of years is not seeing our Moda family and
Yeah.
finding out, oh, this quilt market's been canceled, and not being around everyone has been kind of.
Maybe you and Candace and I can take a
Tough.
girls' trip and go to like Magnolia.
Yes.
And then go to Dallas.
Go to the bakery, get a cupcake,
So
something.
Moda's in Dallas, right? You
Yes.
said? Okay,
Yes.
That's where the
Billy, come
warehouse
with
is.
us.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, that would be really fun for you. So,
Yeah.
Do you guys have anything else to share about the fabric?
anything else you can think of?
No, I think I'm really grateful to be still on this journey
Yeah.
with you and designing. What collection number is this? I can't even remember.
Is it 15?
I think it's 15.
Okay.
And
Wow, that means those other two are 16 and 17.
I think so. I might be off. I can't remember.
Okay.
But close to
Yeah.
that, which is really cool for us because this has been, a huge part of our quilting journey together, which has
Yeah.
been really cool. But no, I'm excited about the quilt patterns, and you'll be seeing more of this on Instagram and Facebook. And
Yeah, I should just comment too, as I was sewing with this collection, there were a few of the prints that I was so excited about. One of them was the waffle in the navy.
yes, we've
And
never
I
had that
thought
before.
I thought, why didn't we do that earlier? This is so
Yeah.
wonderful. And is that the one you used as the background for To the Moon?
No, it's not actually.
Which one did you use for the background?
I used the orange peel in navy.
Oh, the navy orange peel.
And it's really
Okay.
good. But the waffle would have given it a super cool look too.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's cool about the waffle print is it kind of gives it because there's the white in
Right.
it gives it a really cool look.
Right.
Like it doesn't look as dark.
Right.
So it's still the navy, but it's a little bit more subdued because you have all those little white waffle
Right.
crosshatch type looks in the design, which makes it a great print. It kind of softens the color a little bit. So I like having that in multiple shades.
Yeah.
Perfect for, it's really cool for bindings.
Yeah. And then, like you mentioned, the teal. I love this teal as I was sewing with it. I love these little dots this
Yeah,
print. That
that's
is
from Creekside.
Yes, but is the size different?
It's a little bit different.
A little bit different, yes.
But my favorite is Mom and I, without even like talking about it, we use this florally basic print for almost every color. One of us chose it for a border.
Right.
Which was awesome. It's perfect for a border. It's great.
And I love it in the multicolor too. It's so fun. And then the pink, I just want to say something about the pink. When I was first quilting, I was reading, I was really into the Little Quilts books and patterns, and they talked about in one of their books how this pink, this bubblegum pink, is a magic color in quilts.
Really?
And so I was reading about this back in the 90s, and I thought, as I was sewing, this really is kind of a magic color, this
It's
bubblegum
a magical
pink.
color, you guys.
I just love what it does for all the other colors. So, yeah.
Yeah, we thought this was perfect for releasing in the summer. Just really happy.
Really excited. But it will ship in January.
It's shipping in January.
So, yes. We should have mentioned that earlier. It'll ship in January, so perfect for, that's about the time people want to start their spring, summer sewing. So.
And they're perfect for spring.
Yes.
So January 2023 and
2023.
Oh my goodness, that is weird.
Yeah.
January 2023, you guys.
Yeah.
What is life?
For shipping. That's crazy.
Yeah.
And those other two, so we will have actually 3 fabric collections that ship in 2023.
Yeah, we will. And we can share more about the reason why we'll have 3.
Sometime down the road.
Yeah, sometime down the road. But we're really excited about this one and are excited about seeing if you love it as much as we do. And so keep staying tuned for more quilts and more of an up-close look at the fabrics.
Right.
So our next episode is going to air on Monday, August 8th. That is literally the day school starts for my kids, which is insane. Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
So you will see 2 of my new quilts
on that day.
It'll be really fun.
And thanks so much for stopping by.